random operations. Great. Someone has asked, is there something like a do-while loop? While loop itself is the same, right? You have to use only while loop. There's nothing like a do-while loop. That do-while loop is same as the while loop you have got here, okay? Probably you can try. Let me see whether I understand what this person is saying. Do, there's a do loop here. I think this is what the person wants. Print x, okay? While I less than or equal to 5, right? I think this is what the person is asking. So there is this do, again, this do is not for the loops. Do in SilkTest is different. Since the person has asked, I can explain this also. This do is used for exception handling, okay? Probably we can cover that as well, which is a simple usage in SilkTest. There is nothing like a do while loop. There is a while loop, but you don't have a do while loop. If you want to have exception handling, for example, I try to pass a parameter, okay, int p1 comma p2. Okay, now I want to say int p1, two integers I try to pass. Now I'm going to say integer I equal to p1 divided by p2, or say the real number r is p1 divided by p2. Print the real number r. No issues. Now let me save this. So I have to pass two numbers, okay? Print. Now I'm going to print I completed successfully, right? Another indicative message. Now I'm going to say print I start here. Now I'm going to execute this. I have to pass two parameters when I execute. Let me run this. I am passing two parameters 4, 2. I am passing two parameters 4, 2, 4 for P1, 2 for P2. I am running it. It finished without any issues. It prints I start here. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I completed successfully. This is perfect. Okay? It worked fine. Absolutely no issues. Now, I am going to execute once again. Now watch. Now I am passing first parameter as 4, second parameter as 0. So what happens now when I execute? The script gets into an error. It started, but it found there is an error, divide by 0. Alright? Because I have given parameter 1 as 4, parameter 2 as 0, so 4 divided by 0, it's a problem. It didn't print the message, I completed successfully. So what should I do? The problem here is, we know it very clearly printed divide by 0. But such things will happen in many programs. If you want to prevent such things, okay, even if something happens, okay, even if something happens in this code, in this division, right, print something, okay, do something, but don't go out, don't exit the program. If I want to do like that, all I need to do is do. There is a thing called do. You put a block, whatever you are feeling as a critical portion, there may be exceptions. There may be a problem, right? If you expect such things, right, put them under do block, then have as another except block, except meaning if there is an exception happens, what should I do? Then I can say r equal to 0, right? Set r equal to 0, come out. What happens here is, this do except is very similar to do and except, very similar to try and catch. in C language or in C++ language or Java or .NET, you will see try catch. Do block is a try block. Except block is a catch block. If some exception happens here, control comes to except, then it continues. Program does not abort. That's the key. Program does not come out in red color. It still continues to work. It doesn't abort. So now if I execute here, now I pass 4, 0. Now watch. This time the program did not say error. It says it started here, it completed. Previously the same 4, 0 when I passed, division of 0 happened, so it couldn't come to this statement of printing I completed successfully. So this is called exception handling. Okay. Now, okay Nagarajan, how exactly the control goes? Okay. I want to see line by line the execution of this. Okay. Every line it executes, right? I would say print I am in exception block. Okay. It just runs. But I want to see line by line executing. Before going to that, is this concept clear? Exception handling. Do except. Is that clear to you all? Can you raise your hands? Good. Very good. Now let me do debugging. Line by line. If you want to run, use this run test case. Otherwise, there is something called run debug, right? Instead of saying run, click debug. Okay? The moment you click the debug, you will see this starts, right? Now I click run, right? Then the same problem, script has finished, right? The issue here is, okay, the moment you have got this run, all you need to do is, okay, let us say debug, put your cursor somewhere, okay, I put the cursor there, okay, then you say run to cursor, sorry, I think it should be a function. Let me try to do that part, okay, let me try to do without these parameters. It will straight away execute without getting the, okay, one more thing is that you need to reset that things back so that it will allow you to continue, okay, otherwise it will not, it will still be in the debug. So I am trying to delete this, it's not going to work, right? So you need to come out by saying either reset or exit. Now let me say int p1 comma p2, just to debug, I'd say p1 equal to 4, p2 equal to 0. I'm just hard coding, okay. Now let us say debug, okay, it goes to debug. Now I position my cursor over here, run to cursor, okay. When you say run to cursor, you could see a blue arrow over here, okay, blue arrow, that means p1 equal to 4, it's waiting to execute this line. After that you can simply say F8, 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 okay. You can say I click F8, it goes to the next line. The arrow says I'm about to execute this line. I print F8, it executed this line, I'm about to execute this. I press F8, it goes to the next line. Now there is something called view. I want to know what is the value of variables, I, P, X, all these variables. If you want to say, show me what all the variables values. Now it shows very clearly P1 equal to 4, P2 equal to 0, S is not set, X is not set, B is not set, R is not set, I is not set, right? Again, if you want to move back, you can go to this using this window, you can do that, or you can do Control Tab. Okay, between this, let me try this Control Tab. If you press Control Tab, you can move between windows. If you press Alt Tab, it will move from this window to another window. If you press Control Tab, it will move within SilkTest. Now it is supposed to execute this thing. Now I press F8. That means it is coming here. It is executing. See, P1 by P2, 4 divided by 0 happens. That is an exception. So instead of printing coming to this print R, it is coming to this R equal to 0. It is coming here. It is coming here. It is coming here. Script terminated successfully. Okay. So if you want to debug, okay, use this debug, and then to come out of the debug mode, use exit. Then you will come back to the normal mode. So this is how you will do line by line debugging. That means where is the error? You can go through line by line. Is this clear to you all? Can you please raise the hands? Okay, great. Now, I am going to have a few more interesting functions. Before that, I think we have touched numeric functions, we have touched string functions. I would like to show array functions. Okay, I want to have an array. I want to have an integer array, integer a of 5. Okay, you have to use the square brackets to denote the array. So if you want to define an array, use a name within square brackets, the size. Now I can say a of 0 equal to 1, a of 1 equal to 2, a of 3 equal to 3, right? Oh, sorry, a of 2 equal to 3. Now you can say print a of 1. You can treat after that all the array elements can be treated as a normal variable. Only thing is you have to use the square brackets as a subscript. While defining, you have to use within square brackets. While accessing, you are giving the subscript. Now I have defined 5. If I try to access beyond that number, it will have an issue, right? Now I'm running it. Now there's a problem. Index value outside the range of 1 to 5. Now I have used 0. Unlike C, I should have used 1 over here, right? It is 1 to 5, not like 0 to 4 like in C. So you have to be a little bit careful in the arrays. Now, once I execute this test, it comes back. It is taking a of 1 plus a of 2, 1 plus 2 equal to 3. This is a very simple mechanism. As a concept, array is nothing but a collection of variables. Only thing is, instead of me declaring variable P1, P2, I am using a of 5 or P of 5. That's the notation. Now, there are two special functions you may have to use. Suppose in this array, I have got say a of 4 equal to 56. A of 5 equal to 75. Okay, two functions. What is the size of the array? Yesterday we talked about list size. In the list, we have used something called a list count. How many elements are in the list? So if you want to find the length of the array, if you want to say print length of array A is, then you can say array size. There is a command called array size of A. Okay. The array size will say, it will go to the definition, find out how many elements are there. Right? Now, there is one other command. It contains some values. I want to find whether the value 50 exists in this array. The array contains so many values. I want to know whether an element Yesterday we pretty much did like list to find. The same way in array also, there is something like print element 50 exists in this array. Now I am printing array find. There is a command called array find, right? The array find, I am giving the array name A, right? I am giving the element 50. Find the element 50 in the array. If it exists, it will print true. If it doesn't exist, it will print false. Okay. Now let me execute this. Now the test has finished. The length of the array is 5. That means since we have declared A of 5, it is showing that length. That means the size of the array. Now element 50 exists in this array. 0 stands for false. The array contains 56 and 75 but not 50. If the element exists, it will show 1. Right? So the element doesn't exist in this one. Now let me say find out the element 56. Right? Array find 56. Let us see what value it returns. If it returns 5, it will be really great. Let us run this once again. See, it's returning the 4, right? The fourth element, A of 4, is that value. It is showing that, right? The thing over here, right? I should have changed it to 56. I just hard-coded here, right? So 56 element in the fourth element. So it returns in which position that particular number exists. This is like a quick search within the array, find if it exists or not, right? These are all the array functions that you could see in SilkTest language. Is this clear to you all? Can you please raise the hands? Great. Let us continue. Again, what we are seeing here is a sample, at least 2 to 3 examples in each category of what SilkTest contains. If you go to SilkTest help file, you will see a huge number of functions. So you may have to process them one by one, and then only you can find it out whether it is, you have to practice, you have to learn and then practice. We are here to give the jump start on each concept. Now you know the concept of array. Now you know the concept of list. String functions. After that, you have to read the help file more, practice those examples. If you do so,